Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning. What are we doing here? What are we doing? We're doing
I see you were posting
it's almost 9 o'clock.
Something on social media.
Well, I just wanted to take a picture. They expect a certain amount of content from on-air talent, and I normally post a picture.
Yes.
And today it was challenging. So I'm about to put that on my KSAT Facebook page, and you'll just have to see it.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny, but not funny. The weather, we're very excited about this week.
We are, yes. And housekeeping, it is Tuesday, October 3rd. Good morning, Justin.
Good morning. Your content is solid, by the way, Mark.
Thanks.
And I think on Thursday, you'll take some great pictures of the rain and post about it.
I'm off, but I'll post. Yeah, I will.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. Send them in KSAT Connect, too. We'll look at them there. We want to start with some headlines. We're all excited about the front, of course. It is still forecasts arrive Thursday. So let's look at the weather headlines here. Some cloud cover right now. I don't think we'll see a lot today, but like yesterday, you'll get some pop-up showers, some off and on clouds. We'll see that sort of throughout the day. Thursday, of course, is the big day. Cold front, our odds of rain. I don't know why it says rain, odds of rain. It's good odds of rain. I got to correct my grammar there, but you get the idea. The rain chances go up. This weekend, much cooler. This is one of the main takeaways here. Saturday and Sunday look fantastic as far as temperatures go. Right now, 76 degrees. Dew point is at 70. East-northeasterly winds at 5. It still feels muggy out there. And as we look at our KSAT 12-hour forecast, noontime 86. We've got about a 20% chance of rain today, then a 30% chance as we head into the afternoon. Rain chances will go up a little bit coming up tomorrow. More on that forecast, more on this cold front, and more on that weekend forecast too coming up in just a bit. Let's toss it over to RJ now, see how things are looking in the traffic department.
Yeah, Justin, so things were pretty busy there during their 8 o'clock hour, but you know what? A lot of things has cleared up, so we are seeing smooth sailing right now out on our roadways, many of our roadways. Taking you outside TransGuide, look at 410 Jackson-Caller. Traffic moving along pretty smooth there in that area. Let's get one more here, Loop 410 Ingram North. See that traffic is moving along pretty well there as well. So as we take a look at our big map, you see that most of our major wrecks have been cleared out. There was one over there by Lackland Air Force Base on 410 West. That is all out of the way. And then we had one closer to SeaWorld 151. That has been cleared out as well. And then the one that we've been following throughout our 8 o'clock hour, that one there downtown, the northbound lanes of 35 at 37. We are good to go there. We do have some red here. Want to bring this to your attention. We have a crash being reported there on the eastbound lanes of I-10 at Steves Avenue. So basically affecting traffic there, Roosevelt Avenue, Steves Avenue, again, just south of the downtown area. But you know what? We were at red a little while ago. It looks like we're back to orange. So hopefully we get traffic moving along there pretty good. All right, our shot there of the Alamo Dome looking pretty good there. Tower of Americas, I-37 at South Cross, traffic moving pretty good in that area as well. 35-37, we mentioned that crash has been cleared out from earlier this morning. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ.
Let's look at today's 9 at 9.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is expected to make a procedural move that would squash Florida Representative Matt Gaetz' threat to force McCarthy to vacate his position. Yesterday, Gaetz introduced the motion on the House floor. He says he has enough Republicans to force McCarthy out of the job. If so, McCarthy will need Democratic backing to save his speakership. And right now, House Democrats say they're waiting for Democratic leadership to take a stand on the matter.
Former President Donald Trump plans to be in court again today for his civil fraud trial in New York. According to a message wrote on Truth Social, he said the trial is allowing people to see, quote, what a great company he built and is exposing great success, end quote. The judge already ruled that Trump did commit fraud, inflating his net worth by as much as $2.2 billion by overvaluing much of his real estate empire. The trial could result in Trump being forced to give up control of his signature properties in New York.
Hunter Biden is scheduled to appear in court on firearms charges today. He's accused of lying on federal forms and illegally possessing a gun while using illicit drugs. During the hearing, Hunter Biden will have an opportunity to enter a formal plea. Prosecutors may also ask for certain conditions of his release while he awaits trial. This is the first time a child of a sitting U.S. president will appear in court to fight criminal charges.
Don't expect interest rates to come down anytime soon. Several Fed officials speaking over the last few days have indicated that, at the very least, rates will need to stay where they are in order to further cut down on inflation.
Ford and GM have laid off about 500 more workers, casualties of the ongoing UAW strike. The layoffs all coming at plants that supply parts to factories targeted by the strike.
TikTok users may soon get to enjoy the platform without ads. The company is reportedly testing an ad-free version of its app that's expected to cost $4.99 a month. The app will still be available at no cost for users who don't want to pay to ditch the ads.
The company behind Facebook and Instagram is toying with a similar idea of charging people who want to go ad-free. The proposal from Meta is being made to European regulators to get around rules that would restrict feeding personalized ads to users.
The Powerball jackpot now stands at over $1 billion after there was no winner in last night's drawing. Next drawing is tomorrow with an estimated grand prize of $1.2 billion. That is the largest Powerball jackpot this year.
Beginning on Monday, GMSA will air from 5 to 7 a.m. KSAT will no longer have a morning newscast from 4:30 to 5 a.m. This is so we can better serve our viewers and the community. Viewers up early can instead watch ABC's America This Morning from 4:30 to 5. And that's today's 9 at 9.
In your morning headlines, the kidnapper of a 9-year-old New Yorker made it easier for police to find him, and the Pope creating some controversy when it comes to same-sex couples.
Plus, social media reveals its ugly side again. David Sears is here with your morning headlines.
Yeah, and this is scary when you come right down to it, especially for parents of teenage girls. We'll have that for you in just a second, but first let's start with this. The kidnapper is in jail after making it a little easier for investigators. He was arraigned about 2:40 this morning, our time, and Charlotte is safe, thank God. We are talking about 9-year-old Charlotte Senna, who was camping with her family at a New York state park over the weekend. The 9-year-old was riding her bike with family around a loop that circled the park and also went by several campsites. She asked her family if she could go one last time by herself, and that's when she was kidnapped. Her family realized she was gone way too long. Frantic search began, and Amber Alert sent out. 400 searchers arrived, including FBI. The break came yesterday morning when the suspect actually left a ransom note in the family's mailbox at their home. On the note, the kidnapper's fingerprint.
Police worked diligently trying to find a match for a fingerprint. The hit came at 2:30 in the afternoon. There had been a DWI in 1999 in the city of Saratoga. A fingerprint was found that matched what was found on the ransom note.
They located the kidnapper in a trailer behind his mom's house. They found Charlotte in a cupboard where she was rescued and then taken to the hospital as a precaution. The kidnapper is in jail. No bail has been set. He is charged with first-degree kidnapping. Two interesting suggestions coming from Pope Francis. He wrote a letter to his staunchest critics. In the letter, he pointed out that the church only recognizes marriage as a union between a man and a woman. But he left a little light on shining on the possibility that individuals in a same-sex union could be blessed. Here's the controversy and contradiction. Back in March, he said the church could not bless those in same-sex unions because the church could, quote, not bless sin. The letters looked like a response to the German church, which now allows blessings for same-sex unions. If the Pope allowed it, it would be on a case-by-case basis. And then there's more. The Pope wants the issue of allowing women to be ordained in the priesthood studied, not for change, but to educate the doubters. He is agreeing with Pope John Paul II, who said the church has no authority to ordain women. Once again, there is some good in social media and AI, artificial intelligence, and then there is some bad. Here's the bad. Nude pictures of teenage girls on the internet that was created by AI. This happening in Spain. A group of boys created nude pictures of more than 30 girls ages 12 to 14. They used an app created by AI. According to police, they got the pictures off the girls' social media profiles. They uploaded them to the app and then shared them. The app uses AI to undress the girls. There's an issue in medicine and law with this deal.
So essentially, these apps virtually strip individuals, and that enables folks to distribute images of them in attempts maybe to sexually shame them, to humiliate them, or just because they think it's funny.
They're very compelling and convincing photos so that it really does look like it's a picture of the victim nude. It really has the same devastating consequences as if it was an actual photograph that depicted you. The harm isn't any different. Children in particular don't have the coping mechanism to realize that this could be a solvable problem.
So parents, something else for you to look out for on your teenager's social media account. And now another debate about government stepping in with some regulations. And one last note, police in Spain have found the boys responsible and they are still investigating. Now this may have happened in Spain, but since it's social media, websites, internet, could happen anywhere. Could happen right here. So no reports of it happening in the U.S., but with this worldwide net thing we got going, stuff could happen to this. Let's just face it, it's sick.
Yes, sir.
Scary.
It is.
Disturbing.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, David. Right now, 9:08, 75 degrees still ahead on GMSA at 9.
And Justin's going to tell us more about the annular solar eclipse that is coming up in just 11 days. And it's just the first of 2 rare events to happen over our area. But first,
are you looking for a new holiday tradition? Well, you can donate holiday stockings like these right here that will be sent to veterans and service members. Details on how you can get involved next.
Is it too early to talk about the holidays? The holiday season can be difficult for service members and veterans, and Soldiers Angels wants to bring the community together to send them some holiday cheer.
our Tiffany Huertas joins us from the nonprofit's headquarters with details on this year's holiday stockings for heroes. Good morning, Tiffany.
Good morning, and it's not too early to talk about Soldiers Angels' amazing campaign right here, Holiday Stockings for Heroes. Last year, they collected more than 40,000, and they hope to collect more this year. Michelle with Soldiers Angels joining us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell us a little bit about the campaign and the goals this year and what items you're looking for.
Absolutely. So this is my personal favorite campaign of the whole year. We collect stuffed holiday stockings from people around the world actually participate in this campaign, and then we take them and we hand them out to veterans and VA hospitals, as well as ship them to deployed service members. And if you can imagine those deployed that may not be home for the holidays, we can't bring their family to them, but at least we can send them a little bit of holiday spirit, right, in a stuffed stocking. So we like to send them the things that they really want when they're deployed. So some downtime items like games, so crossword puzzles, any little table games. Candy, of course, is a big hit, always the big hit. Beef jerky and protein products, definitely a must for our deployed. Also a personalized greeting card. So if you do pledge stockings, then you can include a personalized greeting card with your stocking. And then as well as these cute little DIY ornaments, which you can do with the pledge stocking or separately.
And that makes it even more personal for everyone to get involved, for the family, the kids, everyone, but no glitter.
No glitter. That is a big one. That's one of our big things. So don't include anything with glitter. Also no breakables, no aerosols, no things that can ship. That's what we're looking for. We want to make sure that they're safe to ship overseas.
When you hear some of the testimonials from people that receive these stockings, what do they say?
They love it, especially our deployed. Like I said, they may not be home for the holidays, so getting this is like America remembers that they're serving over the holiday season, which is really impactful if you're away from your family. And for our veterans in the hospital too, like this is a big deal for them. This may be the only Christmas that they get if they're in the hospital over Christmas.
And companies can get together. Everyone can join the fun.
Yes, absolutely. We have lots of companies that do this, and they'll actually pack the stockings as a group. So they may collect the items or buy the items and then get together and pack together as a big event.
All the guidelines and everything is on your website. We're going to link that on KSAT.com. Last thing, the deadline, that's very important. Tell us about that.
Yes, so we do need all stockings by December 8th. So that's kind of our shipping deadline to make sure they get to deployed service members before the holidays.
Perfect. Thanks, Michelle, for joining us. We're going to hear more, and we'll bring you that story coming up on the noon show. We'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Let's go outside right now, see how things are looking out there on our Tuesday morning. We loved this shot so much this morning that we brought it back up now in the daylight.
Yeah, still pretty.
Yeah, 37 at the Dome. Beautiful shot of the downtown skyline, including the tower. The sun is shining, and it looks like there's some leftover something on either on the lens or right over downtown as far as clouds or maybe a little bit of moisture.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit of cloud cover there. But for the most part, blue skies right now. Yesterday was nice because we had clouds, and it really helped with temperatures. I don't know that we see as much cloud cover today. But we'll still see maybe a few pop-up showers. And then, of course, the big news is what's going to happen Thursday. Very quickly, before we get to that, I do have to talk about the drought monitor real quick. And an interesting takeaway here. This has obviously been a rough 2 years. We've been in an exceptional drought here in Bexar County especially. But I want to take you down to Zavala County. And this is a county that has been in drought for so long that it now ranks as the county with the longest drought in the state of Texas as far as how many times it's been in drought, not necessarily consecutively, but since 2000, no other Texas county has been in drought longer or more often than Zavala County. Pretty incredible. Our friends down there in Crystal City and Batesville, La Pryor, it has been rough, really, over the last couple of decades here. But hopefully, we'll get some rain and things will look a little bit better. 76 right now in San Antonio. Cloudy, mostly cloudy is what we're calling it at the airport. Seeing a lot more clouds on this camera than we were on that one looking towards downtown. Dew point is at 70. And as we look at the radar, there's not much to see here. In fact, pretty quiet. Yesterday at this time, we had some showers out there. Not the case today. And the satellite picture shows a little less cloud cover around San Antonio, although we've got some clouds trying to come in from the north, and that's probably what we were looking at there on the live cam at the airport. A lot more cloud cover out west, and so temperatures there in the low 70s in Uvalde, 72 Rock Springs. You go east of town, and temperatures are in the mid-70s, 77 in Gonzales, 76 in Kennedy, 77 in Victoria, and around Bexar County, we're in the mid-70s right now. We're going to eventually make it back up into the 90s today. It's going to be another warm one. Noontime 86, and then by 4 o'clock, 92 degrees. Just a 20% chance of rain today. We brought rain chances down just a little bit just because it's not looking as promising for some of those pop-up downpours this afternoon. Now, let's talk about this cold front. Starting to move a little bit. We've got some showers and storms along the front. We're still getting a good conveyor belt of moisture, bringing in that humidity here around South Texas and setting the stage for some better rain chances down the line. So let's look at the futurecast. And by this afternoon, yeah, we may see a few pop-up showers, but I don't think we're going to see a lot. Then by tomorrow, same story, 20 to 30% chance of rain. Again, nothing that's terribly widespread. That's going to hold off until Thursday. But as we get into Thursday morning along the front, now we're starting to see a good line of showers and storms. Rock Springs to Fredericksburg early in the day. And then this works towards San Antonio midday into the afternoon, and showers and storms look to be likely. There will be some pockets of heavy rain, but I don't think flooding overall is going to be a big threat just because we've been so dry. And this is going to come through, and the showers and storms will move through at a fairly decent clip, I think. The other big takeaway here is that we get that initial front Thursday, and that does knock down dew points a little bit. But we get another push of cooler, drier air by Saturday morning, and this really does the trick. The weekend looks fantastic. And we look at rainfall through Saturday morning. I brought down totals just a little bit for us. We're thinking ½ an inch to an inch. Look, any rain at this point is a good thing. I don't think we're going to see just a ton of rain, but at least the odds are high of all of us seeing something on Thursday. So here's the extended forecast. 20% today, 30% tomorrow. Temperatures are still in the low 90s. And then 87 Thursday, 70% chance of rain, maybe a few lingering showers Friday. And there's that second push of drier, cooler air in the weekend. Wow, mostly cloudy, mid-70s, low humidity. It's exactly what we've been asking for.
Yes, I'm excited to see all of the above coming up this week.
It's going to be awesome.
Awesome. Thank you, Justin.
Yep. 919, 77 degrees.
And there are a lot of questions about federal student loans after payments restarted up again on Sunday. So when we come back, one of our producers is breaking down what you need to know.
So, student loans, I have them. I have a lot of them. And if you're anything like me, you took them out when you were barely old enough to, and now repayments are starting this month after a 3.5-year-long pause. So, here are 3 things us here at KSAT think you should know about them. Not all borrowers are actually starting their repayments this week. And to find your date, head on over to studentaid.gov. Also, you didn't hear this from me, but there is a new payment plan that could save you a lot of money. And it's called the SAVE Plan. This is an income-driven repayment plan that calculates payments based on a borrower's income and their family size, not their loan balance. And it forgives remaining balances after a certain number of years. This means if you don't make much, you don't pay much. And I chose the cheapest monthly payment. So you don't need to throw away your fun little drink trips just yet. And finally, could loans still get canceled? Realistically? There actually still is a possibility, but details are really limited right now, and nobody will know for a bit. The Biden administration says they are putting a committee together to discuss new forgiveness policies. But going back, that will not happen for a while. But if they do, we'll let you know on air and online, because KSAT's got you covered.
924, welcome back. It's that time of year again. Respiratory virus cases typically start to rise in October, peaking between December and February.
And this season, the U.S. is facing another shortfall on a common antibiotic to help treat bacterial infections that may happen when a child is sick.
CNN's Mandy Gaither explains what parents need to know.
It's the most prescribed antibiotic in the U.S., but for the second winter in a row, liquid amoxicillin is in short supply.
Unfortunately, this is not the first time we've been through this.
Dr. Nusheen Aminuddin with Mayo Clinic says most illnesses in fall and winter are caused by viruses, which won't respond to antibiotics. Amoxicillin and other similar medications fight secondary infections caused by bacteria.
There are alternatives that we can use in almost all cases. And so it's not like we're going into this with absolutely no options.
Amoxicillin powder remains on the U.S. Food and Drug Administration shortage list. It's mixed to make the liquid form and given to young children who aren't able to swallow pills. The shortfall was first declared by the FDA last October. Since amoxicillin pills and tablets are not in short supply, Aminuddin says some pediatricians may use those instead.
We can maybe crush a tablet and give that to a child so they get the same amount of the medication that can then be mixed into like a teaspoonful of a food that they might be willing to eat.
And there are other antibiotics as well that can be used to treat a child suffering from illnesses like pneumonia or an ear infection.
Sometimes they're a little stronger. Sometimes they might cause more side effects. And so that's why amoxicillin has been a go-to for us for many decades. But we do have other options if your child needs antibiotic treatment.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Not all amoxicillin powder manufacturers have given a reason for the shortfall. Most are still producing the antibiotic, but only let customers order a limited amount.
So during a drug shortage, allocation helps ensure that no single buyer can claim all the available supply, but it also means pharmacies may run out quickly.
Okay, 926, 77 degrees. There's a lot more ahead on GMSA at 9.
Including a full recap from Spurs Media Day yesterday. So if you're watching the show yesterday, you know that David and RJ were both out there for all the action. So coming up in a few minutes, they're going to share how everyone is feeling about the upcoming NBA season.
Plus, a guy named Justin Horn tells us about the annular solar eclipse coming up next Saturday. We'll be right back. We have been talking about it for a while now, the annular solar eclipse coming up on the 14th. It's the first of two rare and unique events to happen right over San Antonio.
The moon will move completely in front of the sun, cutting a path across south central Texas, converging near San Antonio. So Justin Horn tells us more about it and the second major event happening next year.
We're getting two in a row when they should be hundreds of years apart.
San Antonio, or at least most of the city, has hit the celestial jackpot. Not only are we going to be in the path of a full annular solar eclipse on October 14th, but a total solar eclipse on April 8th of next year. And while the total solar eclipse is going to draw more attention, you shouldn't sleep on the annular.
So this may be your only chance to see this, and it's an incredible thing to see. It looks like there's a hole in the sun.
And that's the difference between the two, how much sun you're going to see during the event.
Sometimes the moon can block out the whole of the sun.
That's during a total.
But sometimes it's just a little bit further away from us. Its orbit isn't perfectly circular. And so when it's just a bit too far, you can still see the edge of the sun.
That's the annular.
And annulus is a fancy word for donut. And so that's what we call the eclipse, where we can still see the edge of the sun or the ring of fire.
Here's a look at the path and what time you'll see the ring of fire. Keep in mind the event lasts a few hours, the main show though, just a few minutes.
During the annular eclipse, you'll need glasses like these during the entire event, even at its peak. It's not until April of next year during the total solar eclipse that you can lose the glasses, at least for a little bit, during totality.
Homemade pinhole cameras can work too, and if you plan to use telescopes or binoculars, don't forget to attach a solar filter. And if all else fails, find a tree.
And look under a tree, because what happens is all the little gaps between leaves make little apertures, and so you get images of the sun on the ground. That happens every day, but on a normal day the sun is just a circle. But on eclipse day, it's a crescent. And so you see all these little crescent suns on the ground under the trees.
And here's a fun fact. The temperature actually drops during an eclipse. During a total eclipse, it can drop close to 10 degrees depending on the current temperature and humidity.
An annular eclipse, you'll still feel that change in temperature. It's enough. It's more than a cloud going in front of the sun, but it's not like the total.
Speaking of clouds, we don't want them.
Am I nervous about clouds? I'm always nervous about clouds.
We are at the mercy of weather. While clouds wouldn't completely ruin the experience, they would take away from the once-in-a-lifetime event. Meantime, you may notice at the eclipse's peak that wildlife will start to act weird.
Birds will do the thing that they do after sunset. So after the sun sets, but before it gets dark, and they do this swooping around thing, and they make a lot of noise, birds will do that.
Our local bats may also get confused, although it's the total solar eclipse that may really throw them for a loop. Lastly, you'll want to start making plans now, with plenty of out-of-town visitors headed our way.
And
So excited.
we are your eclipse authority.
We are.
Yes.
We are. And I believe it's coming up tomorrow. Sarah Spivey during Science with Sarah will show everyone how to make a pinhole camera if that's something you want to do for the eclipse. So it's all happening.
It's all happening. Don't forget the eyewear. I just checked on Amazon. You can order like a 5-pack of NASA-approved glasses, eclipse glasses. The 5-pack here is like $12.99. You can have them here tomorrow.
Not bad at all.
You were saying, or somebody was saying, check if they're old, if these glasses are old.
If they're from the last big one.
They do expire, and that's part of the problem. So you probably want to get some new ones just to be safe. We don't want anyone burning their eyes. This one, you can't look up at it at any point without the glasses. Now, the total solar eclipse, you can, and that's in April, at least during totality.
Okay, so a week from this Saturday, which is the 14th, starts at 10:23.
Yeah.
Peak is at 11:54.
Before noon.
And we're going to be doing some live broadcasts on the app, so you can follow us along there. Now, we do need to mention the one thing that could not ruin, but get in the way of all of this. Clouds. And you look at the extended forecast, it's a little iffy. We'll see. We'll keep you posted there. We're 11 days away. Again, October 14th, around 11:50 a.m. When we're going to see that ring of fire. Of course, the moon gets in the way there, moves in front of the sun, and you get that ring of fire. And that's what we'll be seeing here in San Antonio. Okay, let's switch gears now and talk about that cold front, the other big story here. We've got cooler air that has started to settle in across parts of the west, Casper, Denver, Albuquerque. Temperatures in the 70s, 40s there. We've got 70s here in Texas. So that cooler air is trying to make its way towards Texas. Right now we're at 78 degrees. Temperatures in the 70s and even a few 80s out there right now. So it's warm, it's humid. We've got some of the cloud cover, but the rain chances, well, they really kick up by the time we get to Thursday. That's going to be the day that we're watching as the front comes through. And behind that is where we get some of the cooler air. Again, the weekend forecast looks awesome. More on that in just a bit, guys.
Thank you, Justin. Well, the Spurs' new season is underway.
Essentially, the Silver and Black held their annual media day yesterday. We saw David and RJ inside the old practice facility, and they join us to give us more on the sights and sounds. Morning, guys.
Morning, yes. The old practice facility.
I found that
new
interesting.
digs today.
Yeah, they didn't want us scuffing up the floor of the new practice facility.
They didn't want us media people just messing their new court up. Yeah.
You guys go to the old one, and then we'll start the new one. I guess they want that NBA sound.
Yeah.
Of those tennis shoes hitting that squeaky
Beautiful
floor.
Facility, by
fresh.
the way.
Yeah, it is very nice. We did get the behind-the-scenes look at that thing.
Yes, yeah. it's a beautiful facility, and again, they are super excited to be there. Obviously, yesterday, you see the media here. Everyone, there for Coach Pop and obviously Wemby, the main attraction, David. But we did hear from a lot of the other guys as well.
There are other guys on the team? Wemby's not the other one?
David.
Yeah, you got to have 5 on the floor to play. You can have 5. I guess you can have less, if you're in Hoosiers, you can have less than 5 on the floor.
Wow.
But you need 5 on the floor to play. So the Spurs are going to have 5 at least, and they're going to have some pretty good guys, some pretty hungry guys. I think the main takeaway from yesterday was everybody seems to be very humble. Yes, they all know Victor Wembanyama is going to get all this attention, but they all seem to be they've put their egos at the door.
Yeah,
it's like,
absolutely.
I'm not better than him, he's not better than me. It's a team thing, and they've done a lot of team bonding, apparently, over the summer, going out to restaurants, and they've done it here in San Antonio.
Yeah,
they've gone
we've
to
seen it,
restaurants,
Southtown, all
they've
over the
gone
place
bowling,
there. Yeah.
they've gone all this stuff. They've worked out together in the facility, so they've done a lot of that, and that was kind of one of the takeaways that I had yesterday was the fact that there's not a lot of egos here. We want to go out, we want to play as a team, and we want to win.
Definitely not, and I think that's something that Coach Pop mentioned when he was asked about Wemby. First question in, by the way, he said he was already annoyed with all the Wemby questions, but no, he said, you know what, he's just going to let him grow organically within the team. He's going to let the guys grow, but he understands, Coach Pop does, that they got to translate this now to wins.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's also something Calvin Johnson said yesterday. He's like, look, we're tired of developing now. We got to get some wins on the board here, and I think with Victor on board here, it's going to be a lot of fun. Do we want to hear from some of the Spurs?
You want to hear from Devin talking about this upcoming season? Sure.
Let's go.
Every game, he's going to do something to where you just turn around and be like, huh? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, sometimes he makes the hoop just look so little, or he does something like, shoot a step back, and you're like, did he really just shoot that? And then he makes it. So, y'all are going to have a great time watching him play this season.
Spurs and, just the PR team and, Coach Pop, they know it's not all about, NBA, but I think, again, the emphasis is on team. And I think that's the most important thing. But I feel like, every question that's asked, we're going to probably answer it in a positive way.
I like listening to him talk.
There we go.
I like the accent.
Not never, but very rarely hear from Jeremy.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool to hear him.
I just like that accent. And a couple more observations other than the team aspect of it is the fact, okay, number one is Pop coaching Wemby. Mm-hmm. You don't want Wemby to be something other than he is, but what is he? Is he a center? Is he going to post up? Is he going to play down low? Is he going to play out high? That's going to be one of the challenges for Pop. And the other challenge is, what position does Jeremy Sohan play?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. And we're talking about Jeremy Sohan. He is, besides obviously Victor, I think he's the one Spur that I am the most excited to see develop this year, because we don't know what he's going to be. Pop said he could play the 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, he can be there on small lineups. He's a ball handler. He's a passer. He's a defensive player. And his attitude, he's got this sort of fierceness about him. So I really am excited to see Jeremy Sohan this year.
And the other thing is going to be who the starting five are going to be, and who's going to be the first guy off the bench in most cases. Pop's got a pretty deep bench.
Yeah.
So he's going to have a lot of versatility this year, and he can play small ball or he can play big ball, whichever way he wants to go. So
I have a thought on Wemby, and remember back Summer League, he said, after I'm going to rest, and then I'm going to hit the gym.
Yeah. Yes.
And we talked a little bit about that this morning, RJ.
Yeah.
He said he definitely rested. I won't repeat what he said. He said he rested very hard. Let's just say that. But he got the break after this whirlwind summer, the draft, the Summer League, all the media frenzy. So it's good to see Wemby, and as you mentioned, David, with the guys training and getting to know these guys better.
He gained some weight.
He did.
You can't hardly tell it because he's still very tall and very skinny. But he put on like, 10, 20 pounds, something like that?
15 pounds.
10 to 15 pounds. Yeah. So he gained, like, where'd he put it?
Where'd it go?
It's like, okay, maybe a little in the arms, maybe a little in the chest. But when you're 7, 3, 4, or 5, depending on what day it is.
Hair now.
And there was big Spurs news after we saw you guys at 9 yesterday.
Yes. All right.
Dude is rich.
David. Yes.
Yes, Devin Vassell.
5-year extension with the Spurs. It's up to $146 million, $135 base salary. Devin Vassell gets a good deal here, and a good deal for the Spurs too. Yeah. There's other guys in his draft class that are getting about $40 million a year. Devin's going to get about 27, and he's going to be their primary scorer, in my opinion, this season.
They all seem like they're very happy to be here. They want to be here. They want to play for Pop, and they want to play for this city, and they want to play for themselves. So
we love that.
Great way to start.
I'm excited. Let's go.
Yeah, we are.
We are excited to go. And they have a scrimmage this Saturday, the free scrimmage.
All right.
The black and silver scrimmage.
So we need practice too. It's preseason. Go Spurs, go.
Go Spurs, go.
How was it? Was that all right?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Good. I liked it.
Now you can be loud. You're not in the practice facility with your quiet voices.
So we were talking.
Yesterday. I was like, Didn't know I had a quiet
Just
voice.
didn't want you guys to get in trouble.
No.
Yeah. RJ,
Please,
David,
no.
thank you so much.
Not this early.
Yep, 9:41. It is 78 degrees out there. You're watching GMSA at 9.
And late night TV is back, and the hosts of the popular shows didn't hold anything back for their big return after the Hollywood writers' strike ended. So if you missed any of their debuts last night, we have some of the highlights coming up after weather.
Let's check out Hippocam out the San Antonio Zoo, where it's always a great day. And a little bit earlier, our producer spotted the hippos taking a dip, but somebody may have lured them out with snacks, or it was time for a nap. Not real sure.
More snacks. We need more snacks out there. Be right back. Look out there with a live cam. Stepped out earlier. It was nice. I mean, earlier, I would say about 72 degrees. It was almost a little cool out there. Almost.
Well, we were remarking yesterday about the fact that clouds were even just nice. Like all summer, it was just sunny. You know, we couldn't even get shade from some cloud cover. So it was nice just to have clouds, and it was a little cooler. Just felt a little bit better.
Yes.
It's about to feel a lot better once we get later into the week. So we're still waiting on that front. We still got a couple more days where we got to deal with some heat. Let's first go back outside for you. You see the cloud cover this morning. It's there. We've got mostly cloudy conditions at the airport, 78 degrees. New Braunfels, 80. Seguin, Bernie, Kerrville, all in the 70s this morning. In the forecast today, noontime, we're at 86. There is a 20% chance for a shower popping up. So not as widespread as yesterday, but still a chance nonetheless. And I think we warm up to about 92 or so. Not horrible, but still above average and still warm and humid. As we look at the cloud cover, it is starting to kind of seep into San Antonio here. We had some clear skies a little bit earlier, but now some clouds trying to work in from the north and west. Most of the cloud cover is west of town, and we've got some pretty thick clouds around Lake Union, Rock Springs, Del Rio. You're looking at cloudy skies. East of town, the sun is out, and as it has been, that will make a difference with temperatures, a little warmer readings actually east of San Antonio. Okay, where's our system now? We can see it here on water vapor. As we've remarked over the last several days, this is a big system. It covers a lot of real estate. It's starting to make its way north, but it has a trailing cold front, and it's that front that's going to make the difference for us going forward. So let's look at the futurecast. And this afternoon, I just don't foresee much. There will be more showers and storms out towards Houston, but for us, unlike yesterday, we'll see just some isolated stuff. And then as we get into tomorrow, pretty similar, about a 30% chance of rain. There'll be some spotty showers, especially east of San Antonio, but the bulk of the action still stays to our north. That all changes. Thursday morning, here comes the front. We start to get some showers and storms out ahead of the front. Still warm and humid at this point, but as the front comes in, then we get a little bit more widespread rain. And I think that's probably midday through the afternoon that we're seeing decent rain chances here. And there will be some spots that get some heavy rain. As far as flooding is concerned, I'm not too worried about that just because it's been so very dry. But there could be some spots that are looking at localized flooding. Hopefully we do get some good rain out of this. And you look at the rain chances, 20 today, 30 tomorrow, 70 though on Thursday. So that's our day that you have good odds of seeing rain where you are. A few light showers may linger into Friday, but that won't amount to much. And maybe a sprinkle or two on Saturday. The other big story here is now when the front moves through on Thursday, it does dry us out a little bit, but not a lot. You'll still notice some humidity around. It actually takes a secondary push of dry air on Saturday morning to really reinforce sort of the cooler, drier air mass. And that's when we really feel like fall. That's Saturday and Sunday. And I think you'll really kind of notice it if you're going to be out and about. So here it is in the 7-day forecast. 92 today and tomorrow, 87 on Thursday, but that's our transition day. That front comes through again around noontime. Rain is a good bet most of the day. Friday, a few lingering showers. Temperatures are still fairly warm, 85, but it's that secondary push that gets those temperatures down into the 70s Saturday and Sunday. And we're still going to see quite a bit of cloud cover, so it's the combination of that second push, low humidity, and cloud cover that will keep temperatures really in check. That is the kind of weekend we've been wanting for so long.
Yes, we have. And you're right. Even the cloud cover, when it's been warm, like yesterday, that's even nice.
It really is. It makes a difference after all these triple-digit days we had during the summer.
For sure. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you, sir. Well, we don't usually get to stay up to watch late night TV because we're getting rest to come in the mornings. But since the Hollywood writers' strike has ended, late night talk show hosts came back with a vengeance last night as their shows returned.
And if you're like us and missed any of the shows last night, ABC's Danny New has some of the laughs for us.
Late night is back, and so are the shenanigans.
Apparently, while we're gone, they've been renting our studio out as a pickleball court. So,
After a 5-month hiatus during the writer's strike, where Stephen Colbert was apparently out at sea.
Really? She's dating Travis Kelce. I think this is the one.
And Jimmy Kimmel was in session with the Terminator.
I just don't know if I'll be back.
You'll be back.
You always say that.
Finally, we have our 11:35 Trinity back. One attendee for Jimmy Kimmel Live put it best.
I miss them. We miss them. I'm a nurse. My patients, that's what gets them through the night when they can't sleep at night.
While all three hosts recap the past 5 months, some of them, of course, had similar takeaways.
We've been gone so long, The Bachelor is now a grandfather.
We were off the air for so long, The Bachelor went from this to this.
And there was no way they were going to pass up making a comment on former President Trump's mugshot from back in August.
That is one anger-glazed ham.
Which led right into the story that Kimmel revealed was the one he was most upset about missing.
When they booked Trump in Georgia and he self-reported his weight at 215 pounds, I almost crossed the picket line for that. I really...
But it wasn't all about the former president. Fallon had a special guest from the first show at the Las Vegas Sphere.
Bono!
And Jimmy Kimmel showed footage of his travels during the strike, which ended up circling back to that plane that reportedly had to turn around because of horrible diarrhea. Remember that? Well, Kimmel says he knows the culprit quite well.
My wife, Molly McNierney, she wanted me to let you know that she's very sick.
Danny New, ABC News, New York.
Oh, my goodness. Time now, 9:51. Oh, yeah, Jimmy Kimmel's wife, Molly, is actually an executive producer on the show, so I guess that makes it a little bit
That's why
better.
she's the butt of the joke.
Yes.
Okay.
Just messing around.
Got it. 9:51, 79 degrees.
We'll be right back.
Coming up tomorrow on GMSA at 9, it's New Science with Sarah. Sarah Spivey and David Sears will be out at Bonnie Ellison Elementary on the far north side making shadow boxes that can be used to safely view the eclipse coming up a week from Saturday.
Plus, Amazon's Prime Big Day deal days are coming up next week. So tomorrow we're going to be speaking with the Consumer Reports deals expert who is going to break down what to expect for the first big sale of the season and share some shopping tips to help snag the best deals. So tune in for those stories and more tomorrow on GMSA at 9.
We promised we would remind you, and we're doing that again. Don't forget, happening tomorrow afternoon, the federal government is planning a nationwide test of the emergency alert system. It'll happen at 1:20 p.m. our time.
The test will include wireless emergency alerts in addition to television and radio. You should also receive a text message telling you it's only a test, and we'll remind you again tomorrow.
We sure will.
All right now we are making our way up into the 80s, 90s in the forecast today. Rain chances are honestly pretty low, 20%, 30% tomorrow, but it's 70% on Thursday. That's when the front comes through. We'll see showers and storms. It's a good bet. We'll get some decent rain, and then rain chances fall off, and then the weekend. Man, the weekend looks so good. Low humidity temperatures in the 70s.
59 and 58 a couple of mornings. Coffee on the porch weather, finally.
Yes,
Heater.
with a hoodie on.
Without the risk of instantaneous combustion.
Have a great day, guys.